The right sound effect in the right spot can really help a track come to life. Let's take a look at how you can add sounds to your track. You've got two types of sound sources, and they're both found in the common game category. The sound source plays a single sound, while sound source looping can play a continuous loop. To begin, spawn a sound source and open up its properties. The first property is category. There are a bunch of sound categories, and as you can see, when you change the category, the number of choices in the next property, sound, changes. Sound is the actual sound that plays, and each category has a different number of sound choices. Generally speaking, you will want the enable checkbox to be unchecked. When checked, the sound will play right away and then be done. So if it's placed later in the track, you may not even hear it. Usually, you're going to want to activate it with an event, which we will cover a little later when we get to triggers and events. Next, we have all its physics properties, same as objects physics. By default, the sound source will take into account the distance between it and the camera when playing the sound, so that closer sounds will be louder than far ones. Check the static checkbox if you want the sound to play at the same volume regardless of how far away it is. Make the sound louder or softer with the volume slider. You can also adjust the pitch of the sound with the pitch slider. The looping sound source has basically the same features, but there are a couple of minor differences. Spawn one and open its properties so we can check it out. First, obviously the categories and the sounds in them are different. Unlike the single sound source, you will often want the looping sound source to be always running, so you will often have the enabled checkbox checked. Of course, there are still plenty of situations where you will want to trigger the looping source as well. And there you have it, the basics of working with sound sources. Play around with them in the editor and check out all the available sounds.